Welcome everyone to another video on Draft Day Sports Pro Football 2024. Well, as you can see, we are here with the New York Jets, and yeah, I decided to make a small series. I think maybe 3 videos, maximum 4, at least planned for now. Depends on how long Aaron Rodgers decides to play. The series won't be too long, but yeah, I've just watched the Jets play against the Giants, and as you can see, I pre-recorded this a while ago since I'm currently, when you're watching this, on vacation in New Zealand. But yeah, yesterday the Jets played against the Giants, and it was one of the ugliest games I've ever seen. The Jets won. I have no idea how they did it, but yeah, the Jets are not the best football team right now. Their offense is not that great. Defense, I guess, fine, could also be better. But yeah, with Zach Wilson, it's pretty tough to watch them. Although they won against the Eagles, I think they still have a tough season ahead. And maybe Aaron Rodgers is going to play in the last few games or for a potential playoff game. I heard some stories that he's already throwing the ball with the Achilles injury. That's quite impressive. So I decided to make a video about whether the Jets would have been able to win the Super Bowl with a fully healthy Aaron Rodgers. So I'm doing a small Jets career with Aaron Rodgers. We are definitely in win now, try to win the Super Bowl within the next couple of years as long as we have Aaron Rodgers. As you can see, I already traded away the 2nd round pick since this is the compensation for Aaron Rodgers. And yeah, Mecole Hardman is also not with the team anymore. We have the Chiefs' 6th round pick next year. Let's see if we can be successful with the Jets. So let's take a quick look at the roster and decide what we're going to do before starting the season. We, of course, on quarterback have Aaron Rodgers, 39 years old, quite well-rounded, arm 86, 88 intelligence, 90 accuracy. So he should hopefully be a really good quarterback, no trades or flags. Let's see if he can lead us to success, because our offense, other than that, is not the best, at least from the ratings. Breece Hall, fastest or best running back, 86 speed. I think could be a little bit faster. By the way, I tweaked some wide receiver skills, but other than that, I left the roster as is. Dalvin Cook will be someone I'm looking into trading because we're currently 14 million over the cap. He has a cap hit of 7 million, and in reality, there are also trade talks. I mean, when you watch the video, you know if he has been traded on deadline day or not. Right now, I don't think so, but yeah, let's see. There are at least some talks, so I'm going to trade him as well. Guard, we have Elijah Vera Tucker and Laken Tomlinson. That should be a pretty good duo. On tackle, a little bit more problematic. Duane Brown, Mekhi Becton, Max Mitchell are the 3 players who fight for a starting job. O-line, we don't have the best O-line, so let's see what we're going to do in terms of strategy to maybe scheme around that a little bit. Connor McGovern on center, but I guess I'm going to play with Joe Tipman. I won't trade McGovern though, but Tipman looks really good and hopefully improves over the year. And tight end, I think also a possibility to trade away CJ Uzoma. Also 8 million is way too much for our tight end number 2. We have Conklin, we have Ruckert, but not the best options here. And also playmakers on wide receiver are surprisingly bad. I, as said, already improved Garrett Wilson. He's now at an 81, was lower here in the game. Looks really good overall, and he should be our go-to guy in the offense. Other than that, Randall Cobb, Alan Lazard, but it does not look too great. So maybe on deadline day, we're going to look into adding another wide receiver or tight end, depending on how our season goes. I just want to sell here at the beginning of the season and do not buy anything just yet. Cornerback looks very good with Sauce Gardner, DJ Reed, and Bryce Hall. Three solid corners, and also after that, there is some depth, so that looks pretty good. Linebacker also, Quincy Williams played really good so far in reality, CJ Mosley as well. So we are, think, decent on linebacker, not really good, but should be decent enough. Defensive tackle, we have an absolute stud with Quinnen Williams, 100 overall, 91 strength, 93 intelligence, 89 tackling. He should be a really, really good player. Although often defensive tackles are not that important in the game, let's see if that changed for the 24 game and if Quinnen Williams can be our cornerstone on defense. Edge rusher, we have John Franklin Myers as our best one, Carl Lawson, and rookie McDonald, second-year player, Jermaine Johnson also here. I thought they could be a little bit better. So 4 interesting players. Edge rotation will be pretty interesting. And free safety, Ashton Davis and Jordan Whitehead. Also here, I guess we could trade Whitehead or Davis. I don't know. And strong safety. Yeah, I guess we're sticking with both of them. Maybe they can play in other positions, but yeah, over 80. I won't trade them, but what I can do is trading here Adrian Amos or Chuck Clark. I think Adrian Amos makes more sense, only 1 year left on the deal. 76 overall, 30 years old. Yeah, let's trade those 3 players to start off the episode, and maybe and hopefully get at least a second round pick back. That would be huge because we are of course going to do at least one off season where we try to improve the team for the season after that. We are in win now, but let's see if we need the second season on to actually get success for the Jets. I think the Bucks make sense. Dalvin Cook would instantly be their best running back, I thought, but Rashad White has 84 overall. Seems a little bit high, especially since Breece Hall is only an 85. I mean, yeah, let's cheat a little bit. I do not consider that as cheating, but he should be a little bit better. In reality, he is really, really good. So let's bump up his stats a little bit, especially since running backs are highly rated in the game. 90 overall, I think that's fair for Breece Hall. Yeah, usually I do not cheat, but yeah, adjusting some ratings here, especially at the beginning of the game, makes sense, or I'm just misvaluing the players. But all right, Dalvin Cook, CJ Uzoma, and strong safety Adrian Amos. Let's try to fleece the Bucks a little bit. I don't know how the trade system works, but I guess we are way too far. We will never get a first rounder for that. Yeah, let's take away the third round pick and still a lot more. That was what I was expecting. Maybe a second, third, and a second the year after that. Still seems a little bit high. They're looking for more, so let's take away the second rounder. Still a lot more. So maybe a second and a fifth round pick. Still a lot more. What about only a second rounder? The deal is close. I value the second round pick, so maybe we can give away our seventh, tad more. So sixth round pick, it is still a tad more. Okay, fifth round pick. Can we get a seventh back? I don't think so, no. So a fifth round pick, and we get their second rounder. I think that's a good deal for us. We are now 3 million below the cap space, and yeah, traded away 3 players that I think we do not need for our defense and offense, of course, with Dalvin Cook and CJ Uzoma. Let's quickly look into the depth chart and set up our starting offense. Robert Saleh is going to do the defense. Nathaniel Hackett can here select the team depth. Aaron Rodgers makes sense. Breece Hall, Michael Carter, And other than that, wide receiver makes sense as well. Alan Lazard as wide receiver 2. Okay, why not? And Ruckert as tight end 1. I really like that. And Max Mitchell and Mekhi Becton as our starting tackles. So no Dwayne Brown. That is a little bit surprising, but I would like to have starters, young starters here. Let's put maybe Dwayne Brown as tackle number 2 just in case, and review that if we need to change our depth chart again. I won't create new packages. I already said that in my video about the new features of the game, that I'm looking forward to that and maybe testing out some packages and creating new ones for different situations. I think you can spend hours on that. Won't spend hours on that today. So just setting up one package for offense and defense. Salah can pick out the defense. Quinnen Williams will start. Yeah, I think Carl Lawson makes sense here. Jermaine Johnson as number 2, and I would like to have Will McDonald here. Then as the third one, linebacker, mostly Sherwood Williams and Hamza Nasildin makes also sense as outside linebacker. Corner, DJ Reed, Sauce Gardner, Bernard Converse, and Nickelback 2, Jordan Whitehead. I think that makes sense, but I'm going to change here Ashton Davis as the backup, and Jordan Whitehead will start on free safety. Chuck Clark will start on strong safety. So far, I like that. And special teams, Greg Delag and Thomas Morstead, who had an MVP game against the Giants. One of the better punters in the league for sure. Yeah, but I don't want to spend time talking about punters. Let's just get into the season, and I will adjust the strategy and see you in week 1. Week 1, we start off the season against the Buffalo Bills. The Jets won in reality, and here we also get the win. 30-20, really important division win. Aaron Rodgers with a great performance. 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. By the way, I strategy have mid-passing. I think that makes the most sense for us. Don't really have the deep threats, and yeah, short passing could also be an option, but mid-passing, I think that suits Aaron Rodgers quite well. Great accuracy, and what a start to the year. Also 4 different receivers with touchdowns. Breece Hall, not the best game, so rushing game can still be improved. And Jordan Whitehead with 2 interceptions. And Quinnen Williams gets the impact here with a sack, so defensive tackle, great impact already in game 1. So let's sim the rest of the week and take a quick look at our contract signings. We have some players with contracts who expire at the end of the year. Most accepted. Elijah Vera Tucker still out for 1 to 2 weeks. Morstead is back. Greg Delag is back. Bryce Hall and Jordan Whitehead did not check it yet. So let's go to week 2 and hopefully get the win here. In reality, the Jets got crushed by the Cowboys. From last video, I know that the Cowboys seem to simulate quite well. Could of course change here with different coaches, different playbooks. And yeah, we lose 41-21. So far, the Jets have the same record like in reality. Rodgers with a great game in my opinion. Randall Cobb with 2 touchdowns. The first for Breece Hall. That was a great game by him, but the defense did not show up. We have 2 sacks, but yeah, no turnovers. And the Cowboys are just really, really good here in simulation. So let's sim rest of week 2 and check out our final contract negotiation. And Jordan Whitehead still no decision. Laken Tomlinson is out for 4 to 6 weeks, and Elijah Vera Tucker still doubtful. That's not the best news for us, especially going into week 3, playing against the New England Patriots. They are 0-2, so let's sim that and hopefully get the win. Yes, 21-7. The defense shows up. That's very important. Aaron Rodgers, again, great game. So he is one of the reasons so far why we are performing quite well. Defense also looked very good in this game. Quinnen Williams is just a force. So it seems like in the 24 game, defensive tackles have a higher impact compared to the 23 game. Maybe I was just also not lucky with my defensive tackles in the 2023 version. But so far, Quinnen Williams looks really, really good. Let's go back to the inbox and also check out our injuries. Probable Elijah Vera Tucker, so that's good that he can hopefully get back. And Laken Tomlinson still out 2 to 4 weeks. Jordan Whitehead, by the way, signed the offer. And with that, I definitely need to check our salary cap situation, because I just gave out quite a lot of contracts. We, of course, can still make some trades in the next season. But yeah, currently we're projected to be nearly at 250. So most of our salary cap is already used. Well, let's check out who is not signed back. McGovern, I won't sign him back. And for the rest, I don't think we can afford that. Defensive tackle and edge becomes a need. Oh, I guess we have 2 young edge players, so we can let them go. And Randall Cobb, I just cannot sign him back. 76 overall, just got worse also in training camp. And he won 6 million. Maybe we get something cheaper in free agency. And need to see who else we maybe need to cut or trade. Dwayne Brown especially makes sense. He's not a starter for us, but that's something we're going to figure out in the offseason. For this season, we're safe and maybe looking into a trade for the trade deadline. Going to figure that out. But first of all, let's play against the Chiefs. They are a really good team and we lose. 31-20, we're now 2-2. I still think that's fine since we played against good teams, lost against the Cowboys and the Chiefs. But now the next weeks, we're playing the Eagles, but after that we should hopefully get a few wins. The schedule for the Jets is tough, of course. And let's quickly check out on hopefully not any new injuries. No, looks good. Most of them get back. Joe Tipman is questionable, and that reminds me, I'm not even sure if I put him down as the starter. I guess I just did auto-adjusted depth chart. Totally forgot to do that. Oh no, he's the starter, so all good. So let's go to week 5, and we're playing the Philadelphia Eagles, and hopefully, oh no, we're just playing the Denver Broncos. Yeah, Eagles are week 6, 7 bye week, and then in week 8 against the Giants. So hopefully we can win against the 3-0-1 Broncos, and we do so. Just barely 34-30. Great win, but Aaron Rodgers, did he get injured? And he's doubtful with a broken foot for the next game. Being doubtful with a broken foot, that's weird. I would have expected him to be out for quite a while. But okay, Zach Wilson did not play great. That will be a head scratcher against the Eagles without Aaron Rodgers. So we have also a little bit of injuries here. Breece Hall stepped up and carried the team to get another win. So we definitely need to adjust the strategy against the Eagles. Sim rest of week 5 and go to the strategy. That is, of course, not the best news, but we are 3-2 and currently hopefully on place to make the playoffs. Most players are only out for 1 or 2 weeks, so we play the Eagles. who have 2 wins in a row. And yeah, as I said, definitely need to adjust the strategy now. With Zach Wilson on quarterback, I'm not that confident on focusing on the passing game. So for the next game, we definitely need to run the ball more. So our focus is the run. And I think other than that, it looks good. So let's go to the game. And I do not have high expectations against the Eagles. 4-1 is also a really good record for them. And yeah, that was to be expected. Not the best game, Zach Wilson, horrible. We ran the ball a lot, but only 1.9 average. That's horrible. That's really, really bad. So let's sim week 6 and also week 7 since we have a bye week. And then play against the New York Giants. Hopefully Aaron Rodgers is back. That would be really, really important. He's probable, so I guess he's going to play this game. Can change our strategy back, but definitely need to win this game against the Giants to stay in playoff contention. Standings, we are currently second behind the 6-0-1 Dolphins. Wow. Tough division for us, really tough division, especially since we're going to play the Dolphins twice. Oh, it's just a really, really tough schedule. So let's go to strategy and change that back. We are hopefully still on pace to make the playoffs, but the next few games are going to change a lot of what this team is about. And we can think about maybe doing a trade. So if we win against the Giants, I think we can look into the trade market. So that is a make or break game. Please win against the Giants. And yes, we do so. 27-10, we are now 4-3. Back with a winning record, back with Aaron Rodgers, who had a great performance. So he is really a big difference maker for our offense as expected. I mean, that's the whole reason why I'm doing this short series. To maybe map out a scenario with Aaron Rodgers on the Jets and how their season would go. So far we are 4-3, and let's quickly check out on the areas we could improve in. If there is someone we could acquire now on trade deadline, defensively we are not that great. Points per game allowed 22nd, yards per game allowed 23rd. Offense looks a little bit better, but we are in midfield, so could use some defensive upgrades. But also, I guess a tight end makes sense here for the Jets to acquire. Quickly looking at the stats, how our tight ends did so far. Passing, all good. Rushing, I won't acquire a new running back, but Breece Hall has not been the best one so far. Receiving game, Jeremy Ruckert, 1 touchdown. Tyler Conklin, 2 touchdowns. 16 catches on 18 targets and 28 targets. That's okay, I guess. Could use an upgrade, but yeah, maybe also on wide receiver. But most players have been fine so far. Defense, in terms of sacks, I don't think we need to invest in our D-line. Maybe a little bit in coverage, catches allowed. Sauce Gardner, not the best season so far. But on paper, we have good players. Let's quickly check out who's available on the trade block here. Let's go to the trade block and filter Jordan Lewis. Could make sense. He's on a cheap contract. Cornerback help. Why not? John Lewis looks good on paper, did not play for the Cowboys. So he could be cheap to acquire. I think that could make sense for us. Let's quickly check again on our cornerbacks. But Jordan Lewis could be the one player who helps us to be better in coverage. It's not the best acquisition and definitely not a splash move, but could be a solid, sneaky move. And maybe Bryce Hall, we just gave him a big extension, but he's also not playing. So Bryce Hall would, yeah, maybe. I'm really not sure what to do here. DJ Reed, did he play? Yeah, one interception. It's tough. I really have no idea what to do here. Let's quickly check out how cheap Jordan Lewis would be. If we can maybe acquire him in a direct swap with our corner we extended in Bryce Hall. Maybe also get a 4th rounder back. That would be, I would be fine with that, but yeah, that was to be expected that they don't want to do that. Oh, direct swap actually worked. Yeah, I'm totally fine with that. We traded away Bryce Hall, who did not play yet, 82 overall, and big contract coming up next year. And we acquired Jordan Lewis, who is on a cheaper contract and hopefully can make our secondary better. So a good trade deadline move. So let's adjust that in our depth chart. I think he's going to play as cornerback number 2. I think that could be a great acquisition for us. Now we're just under the cap with 600k, and defense DJ Reed will be cornerback 3, Jordan Lewis cornerback 2. I think that makes sense, and here also DJ Reed as backup. I'm happy with the acquisition. I was totally convinced that we're going to trade for a tight end or do something on offense, but I think it makes sense to invest in the defense here, looking at the stats. And simming rest of week 8, that was a great deadline move, and now we play against the 1-5-1 Chargers. Very surprising to see them that bad, but that could be a trap game. Can we win that? Yes, 31-23. That's really good. Aaron Rodgers again with a great game, 4 touchdowns. Think he's on pace to be the league leader, although he missed 2 games, so not that sure. Sauce Gardner with an interception, and our acquisition Lewis already with 1 pass deflection. So great debut by him. Very important win. We are now 5-3 and definitely on pace to make the playoffs. And let's quickly go to the standings before playing the week 10 game. We are second still in our division. The Dolphins with their first loss, 7-1-1. We need to play them twice, but so far we are the best wildcard team in the AFC, which is really, really good news. And looking at the rest of the schedule, I think we do not have a playoff seed safe just yet. We play against the Raiders, who are 3-6. Buffalo also a surprising 3-6. Dolphins with 2 games that we need to play against them. Falcons are bad and Texans are a wild card. So the next 2 games are hopefully must wins, although the Buffalo Bills should be really good. And then the final stretch, 2 times against the Dolphins. That will be key to decide our playoff destination. So let's play against the Raiders and get the win. 35-23. Aaron Rodgers with 4 touchdowns again, 2 interceptions. Our running game was all over the place. I guess half of our team ran the ball. That's fine. Jeremy Ruckert with 2 touchdowns. So good that we did not trade for a tight end. Great play by him. Sauce Gardner with another interception. And Quinnen Williams with 2 pass deflections as a defensive tackle. Oh, that's Quincy Williams. And we have Quinnen Williams here. That could explain a lot. So maybe all the time we saw the sacks, that was actually Quincy Williams. Yeah, he has 4 sacks. and Quinnen Williams has 3 sacks, but these were the first 2 sacks, so I take everything back what I said about the defensive tackles on the Pro Football 2024 game. Still not the highest impact for 100 overall, getting sacks number 2 and 3 of the year. All right, well, that's confusing having both brothers. Are they brothers? I think so. Both Q. Williams. That's confusing. Nevertheless, we are 6 and 3, definitely on pace to make the playoffs sim week 10, and now have our final game of the video against the struggling Buffalo Bills. Randall Cobb out for the year. That is not good. That's definitely not good. We need to maybe sign a new wide receiver. 8 to 12 weeks. I guess that's it for Randall Cobb. Who's available here in free agency? Is there anyone who makes sense? Byron Pringle. Wow. Do I really have to? Yeah, I guess we could also get Jamison Crowder. Agility looks better, speed and hands is similar, endurance is a little bit better. Player skill is worse, I think, for skill positions. Oh no, it's actually the same. So let's get Jamison Crowder, sign him to our active roster, and with that we need to release Randall Cobb. Not so sure, but yeah, with 8 to 12 weeks out, that's not good. Guess we can put him to injured reserve and we get the cap back. 77 overall, that's really, really hard to lose him. He has been a reliable target for Aaron Rodgers, nearly 400 yards, 5 touchdowns. So not the best, but also not the worst. I think, yeah, we need to put him on injured reserve to be below the cap. Let's put him there. And why do we not get the cap back? I guess that's how it works. But yeah, nevertheless, he's out for the year. We need to, of course, also change the depth chart and put Jamison Crowder back in. Thankfully, he was only wide receiver 3 in our offense. Now Jamison Crowder will get some snaps and hopefully be a good target for Aaron Rodgers. So week 10 now against the Buffalo Bills. Final game before playing the Dolphins in 2 of our 4 remaining games. The Buffalo Bills are now 5 and 6 after destroying us. Aaron Rodgers again. He's now out for 1 or 2 weeks. That's just unbelievable. He gets injured again. Zach Wilson comes in, did not play great. Well, I'm looking forward to get destroyed by the Dolphins. That is not good news. But yeah, lost against the Buffalo Bills, who are now 5 and 6 and on pace to maybe surpass us in the standings. We are 6 and 4 with 2 times the Dolphins left on our schedule, who are now 8-1-1. We are still tied with the Texans now, and we also played them. So the last 4 games will be very, very important, and we do not have Aaron Rodgers for at least 1 or 2 weeks. That's not good. That's definitely not good. But I guess we need to figure something out. Thank you everyone for watching, and hopefully you'll be back for the end of the last 4 games of the season and hopefully get into the playoffs with the New York Jets and maybe also win the Super Bowl. Let's see. Have a great week, everyone, and see you next time. Bye-bye.